the pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
So a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series season finale here, live from the Phoenix Raceway. So glad you're joining us here on this beautiful Tuesday night out in the desert. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, you know him, you love him. We, for some reason, stayed out here in Arizona and the track has changed. The one and only Mr. Ricky Collette. Ricky, welcome back to the familiar confines of the Phoenix Raceway.
Joe, I'm scared. We came here last time and the straightaway was on the dog leg. Now the dog leg's flat. There's no start-finish line there anymore. Now it's on the back end of the track. All the numbers are messed up. I don't. It's scary.
It's different.
We were gone for 2 days.
If you couldn't tell, we are running the original configuration of the Phoenix Raceway here tonight to crown a HOBO Racing Cup Series champion. This, of course, your Circle B Diecast race preview. Remember, you can use code JTN at checkout to get a discount on your shipping on your order of $30 or more. 90 laps here tonight. It is our Election Day tradition at this point, Ricky. I believe we've done the last 3 of these now. So an Election Day tradition here on JTN, the HOBO Racing Cup Series season finale here from Phoenix. Our final 4 tonight, you're going to see their numbers in the top right of your screen from left to right. I'll read them off. The number 9 of Fugate, the 73 of Herman Reese, the 94 of Ken Hansen, and the 113 of Caleb Lingle. Whoever finishes highest of those 4 drivers will take home the 2022 HOBO Racing Cup Series Championship. Ricky, I'm going to ask you the generic question that I always ask you in these races. What's the difference between racing heads up with 3 guys for a championship compared to every other week this season?
Well, you don't have any more time. You gotta beat them. You gotta beat them this week. The intensity's ramped up big time between those 3 guys. They only got one more shot at this. It's kind of just put up or shut up time here, and you're gonna have to race a little differently tonight. You're really gonna be racing those 3 guys, not really anyone else on track. Mm-hmm. When you're out there, and that might get you the race win, that might not, but you're more or less fighting points before anything else.
Fighting to be the best of the final 4 here tonight for 4 drivers. That opportunity for a championship looms large. Well, qualifying has concluded, Ricky. We've seen how important pit road and where your pit box is here at Phoenix. Why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
With pleasure, Joe. For tonight's race here at Phoenix, we will be having a field of 23 cars starting tonight's event. Nice and neat. Put us right at the bottom of the list this time, so I don't even need to have to start doing math in my head. But sitting on pole at a time of 25.603 seconds is going to be the 30 machine piloted by Mr. Jordan McGregor. Joining him in the front row, spot number 2. Outside position is going to be Caleb Lingle. He's going to be piloting the 113 car.
First to our championship 4.
Jeff Stekenis in the 31 car will be starting for the 3rd spot. Herman Reese in the 73 will be starting 4th. And Keith McLean, the 28 car, will be 5th spot tonight.
Big shout out to Keith for helping bring us to the track tonight.
Jason San Diego in the 22 will be starting 6th. Maverick in the 23 will be starting for the 7th spot tonight. 8th position goes to the 11 machine of Steve Grant. 9th spot goes to the 124 car piloted by Rick Castle. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be the 59 car piloted by Duke Sorensen. The 11th spot is going to be the 78 car. That's going to be piloted by Ryan Johnson. DJ Hinsky in the 14 car will be starting 12th. Ken Hansen, the 94, will be starting 13th. The 112 machine of Eddie Rayleigh will be starting from spot number 14. Wiley King in the 95 will be starting for the 15th spot. From 16th position will be the 10 car, Randy Smith. Ron Simpson in the 25 will be starting 17th. In the 18th spot will be the 46 Chevy of Bob Gibson. 19th spot goes to the 07 car, piloted this evening by Steve Rubino. Troy Donahue in the 81 Mustang will be starting for the 20th spot. Starting in 21st will be the 9 car of Fugate. And last car to take a time in qualifying will be the 44 machine of Dan Rubino. Rounding out the field in spot number 23, last spot on track, the only one on a random draw, will be the 19 car of Rod Weston. And that's going to be the starting lineup for tonight's race here at Phoenix. Joe, we are going to have a fun one tonight. I hope everyone at home's ready for this. Should be a hoot to watch. We've been having some fun Phoenix races the past few days. Last week we saw a few really good ones, and I'm sure tonight's going to be no different.
Going to be no different here tonight. These ones have been fun. Remember, folks, this was your Circle B Diecast race preview. You can use code JTAN at checkout for a discount on your shipping on your order of $30 or more. Big shout outs to everyone in chat. Mark Bancroft, Andrew Ravino, Brendan Spadafora making an appearance in chat. Magoo, Pro Street Lightning, still, man, I'm not very good at associating people's usernames with their names, because there's a lot of guys that have raced and then they're like, oh, do you remember me? And I'm like, I would if you could correlate your username on YouTube to your name on track, but I can't, because I'm silly.
I don't read minds. I'm not a brainman.
Derek Schauer, thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. Steve Rubino in chat, of course, and pointing out birthday yesterday. Steve turning a spry 22 years old this evening, or yesterday.
Yeah, I think that Derek there is pretty clean, huh?
What?
Hey, you got a name like Shower.
There's Jeff Bugate in the number 9 Sundrop Dodge.
Yo.
Ricky, you have something to tell me that you haven't told me yet?
I haven't bathed today.
I was going to ask if you were expecting, but
Oh, well.
that was information
Actually, wait, no, I
I
have
didn't really
bathed
need.
today. Okay, well, put that score on the board. I have, in fact, taken a shower today.
I hope you guys are going to have it.
I hope International Raceway Park.
Ricky, I just hope everyone at home has as much fun as we do up here in the booth.
I'm having a hoot. We haven't even started yet.
There's Ken Hansen in the 94.
So tonight we got a little bit of leeway here because I guess I'll take the heat on this. We were talking about this at pre-race. I kept getting the numbers on the turns mixed up last week. Now everyone at home gets to get mixed up on the turn numbers because now I can call them as the old way. But now it's going to be confusing relative to anyone that's been tuning in for the last week and been seeing us run a new Phoenix with the dog leg, and 3 and 4 being the sweeping turn and 1 and 2 being the sharper one. Now it's all flip-flop back to the old way.
Ricky, we didn't use the new Phoenix layout in any of the races last week.
Did we?
We did not.
I swear to God, we did.
No. The only time we've used the new layout, I think, was Maverick back in the spring.
You're right. Okay, well, then I will get the turns wrong again. Joe, Really? Oh, no, you know what it was? We used the 2011 Phoenix. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we had the paved. But here tonight, obviously, folks, if you look here, there's grass there on the right. Can't really cut through it. Herman's going to cut through it, though.
Herman can always cut through it. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, we've kind of learned that about driver number 73. He's got that North Star engine in that Cadillac, right?
Yeah.
It's Caleb Lingle, 113.
We keep making jokes. We keep making North Star jokes, but I don't think they've made one in like 20 years.
Well,
what are you putting under the hood? Let's go raid the junkyard.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of NASCAR stuff is still based off of, long time ago.
Yeah, but I don't even think they have overhead cams. I'm pretty sure it's still a pushrod engine. That's a dual overhead cam motor, Joe. We're not even at single overhead cam. We're at least 30 years away from that in NASCAR.
Drivers are being called to the grid, getting lined up here on pit road as we await the command from the Phoenix International Raceway. Just waiting for Caleb in the 113, it looks like. Randy Smith popping in. There we go. As we get the command of these 23 drivers get their cars fired up, we are moments away from racing in the desert. Jordan McGregor going to lead us to green in the number 30 with Caleb Lingle to the outside. Jessica Kennis and Herman Reese going to make up row number 2. Keith McLean and Jason San Diego, row 3. Maverick and Steve Grant, row 4. And then row 5, Rick Castle and Duke Sorensen here this evening. Been a long season for the boys here at HOBO Racing, folks. 36 races coming down to this 37th here tonight. Decide who will be the 2022 champion. You had to be the best of everyone. And, well, you got one more race if you're one of these Championship 4 to prove that you deserve to sit atop of the heap. Field makes their way through turns 3 and 4. Dodge Charger pace car going to come down the pit lane. Gives way to the Mustang of McGregor. And here we go. Green flag. We're underway here at the HOBO Racing season finale. McGregor able to clear scale of one.
McGregor sails off into turn 1 here. Nice clear sailing through the dog leg. Caleb Lingle in tow. You see Herman Reese right back there checking up just a little bit for the 22, letting Jason San Diego on by. Coming through mostly single file through 3 and 4 here, Joe.
After side-by-side battle, looks like it's one of our Championship 4 with Ken Hansen and Eddie Rayleigh in the 112. Rayleigh going to complete the pass there on the outside. Back up a bit. See Steve Grant starting to get to the back of Keith McLean there in the 28, old Mac Daddy. Welcome in, Barbara.
Keith had some time on Phoenix last week. He actually ended up winning a race, didn't he?
I believe so. Let me check my notes.
He's running on a good streak right now.
Hey, you won the Friday
different
race.
Phoenix, but you know, same principle, I guess. What's that old saying? You can't teach an old Phoenix new tricks.
Something like that.
Something like that. A couple of times. We go back to his 3rd spot, though. Herman Reese not letting Jason San Diego get away. It looked like he let San Diego kind of take the position there when they were side by side a few laps ago. But you see Jason San Diego really steps out of line there. That car got a little bit cockeyed here. That's going to let Herman Reese get a really good run through the dogleg here. Coming into turn number 3. 28 car, Keith McLean following them in tow. We'll see if he tries to capitalize on it in 3 or 4 here. You can see that 73 car just doing a good job of getting right down by the paint. Guys, no, just a little lower than the 22 car, but Jason San Diego got a pretty good drive off at the moment.
Still McGregor out in front of the field with Caleb Lingle in tow and Jessica Kennis 3rd. You're working lap number 5 of 90.
You know, open sets tonight, too, so we're going to see some guys kind of having different prerogatives with their setups in terms of short run, long run speed, loose, tight. We're going to see a few things. Adjustments are going to be a big thing on pit road here. As I'm talking about that Maverick, looks like he got a little drifty off of 3 and 4. Oh, gets really drifty through 1 and 2 there. Oh, he locked him down. He's going for a slide, but he keeps it straight.
Gonna be a big position loser there for the 23 John Deere Chevrolet. Maverick falls back outside the top 15 or so.
That tells me that car's a little loose, Joe.
Oh, really?
Oh, just a little bit. Bob Gibson going to try to size him up. Ken Hansen trying to get to the outside of the 46. So if you guys kind of piling in near the back on this 23 car, trying to capitalize on those tires, Hansen and Gibson get side by side. Hansen makes quick work of the 46 car coming into turn 3. Pretty good shuffle back here around 18th place.
You see Simpson getting on by Gibson now. Steve Rubino there in the 07 right behind. There you see that Ford Fusion of Rubino. Hansen still with some work to get up front to try to compete with the 73 and 113.
Eddie Rayleigh in the 12th spot, going to the inside of DJ Hinsky. Got to take that 11th spot coming into turn number 3.
Jeff Fugate is 9 seconds back already of the leader, so all the way at the back here in that sun drop dodge there, you see him going to the inside of Dan Ravino.
And that's going to be something that we're going to have to keep an eye out for with 23 cars here tonight. Lap traffic. It's Phoenix is a little tough to get out of the way. In Old Phoenix, it's even harder because the track's much flatter.
Mm-hmm. Phoenix
at least
just
the 1 and 2.
It's a tough track to pass, right? Like this is a racer's track when it comes to passing. You really have to set it up, execute, and that's the only way you can complete that pass. It's not like some of these other tracks where I feel like you can just run and gun to try to get around somebody.
That is true. Rayleigh getting to the inside the 59 of Duke Sorensen. This is for that 10th position. So Eddie Rayleigh now to the top 10. Makes quick work of that 59 car. This 112 car, 10 laps into this race. Looks like that thing is starting to come to life a little bit. Joe, do you know what we're looking at for a pit window by way of fuel?
I would assume 40 laps.
Keep an eye out for that 112 machine, because it seems like it's been getting a little faster and faster as the laps have been clicking off. See if he's got a long run machine here. Duke Sorensen gets a little squirrely here, racing the 14 side by side, the 10 right behind him.
Wiley
95
King.
Wiley King to the bottom. King's gonna get by the 10 coming down the straightaway here, side by side with the 59. Wiley King trying to leapfrog for 2 positions here. Gonna throw it in deep to 1 and 2, and looks like he's gonna clear him.
There in the 10, able to get on by. That was not a good lap for Sorensen in this 59. Wiley King now to the inside of Hinsky for position. A Lincoln and a Pontiac are racing with each other in 2022. How's that make you feel?
Pretty funny. A little further up front, Joe, we got a battle brewing here for the third spot. I mean, Jason San Diego, Jeff Stekenis have been butt to brow for the last few laps here. Looks like that 22 car has got really good entry right now. Stekenis looks like he's backing it up a little bit more. Maybe he's fighting that car just a little bit, but San Diego basically there. Looks like he's just trying to find an area to strike.
I see Wiley King able to complete the pass there on Hinsky in the 14. Go up to that battle that you're talking about that's starting to brew here. There's Stekenis in the 31, Jason San Diego in the 22.
Further back, they're still fighting for that 12th position. Brandy Smith, 14 and Hinsky have been side by side for the last lap or so. They just get clear of each other, and this whole battle finally seems like it's starting to filter out. Brandy Smith gets the 12th spot as they're coming into turn 3. Early in this run, Joe, I will say that 2.25 seconds is the gap between first and second place. Jordan McGregor only 16 laps in. Definitely looks like he's got a fast piece here tonight. We'll see what these guys do as the run progresses. We don't know if McGregor's got a short run car or a long run car, so I'm sure we'll see it as the race goes on.
And we've seen Jordan in years past be dominant in this race, Ricky, right? We've seen that in the history of this event, that this 30 car tends to be pretty good up towards the front of the field throughout the night. So not surprising at all to see McGregor with a really decent lead. Know that he's not in the points battle. I believe took a lot of time off in the middle of the season to actually go pursue racing, running his own team there, but doing a good job right now out in front of the field in that number 30 Ford. Also, I believe had his season cut short as Jason San Diego's gotten around Jeff Stekenis in the 31. Herman Reese now going to start challenging that 31 car.
Having a big old conga party out here, Joe. They're all nose to tail, just cha-cha-cha-cha-cha all the way around the track.
Keith McLean now going to look to get to the inside of Herman Reese. Going to be there coming off of turn number 2. We side by side into the dog leg and out of it. Give the 28 the spot. He moves up into 5th.
staying pretty
static here.
pretty static.
Watch the Kennis in this 31 going to get loose there in turns 3 and 4. Keith McLean going to have a run this time through the corner, able to execute a lot better through that very flat turns 3 and 4 here at Phoenix. It's the inside here coming off a turn.
28 got a little squirrely, but he's going to make the pass on the 31 here.
Nice and easy, Ricky. Nice and easy. That's all you got
Nice
to do.
and squeezy.
Update. There's Dan Rubino in the 44. Currently sitting in the 23rd position. Getting close to being put a lap down here by McGregor in the 30. And there's Steve Rubino in the 07 towards the back of the field. He's running in the 19th spot. This 30 car is setting a really fast pace, Ricky.
A very fast pace right now. There's not a lot of people on track here that I can see your matchups. He's running 26.5s at the moment. Second through fourth is running 26.8s consistently. Actually, really second through eighth are running 26.8s. I cannot find anyone else on track holding that pace. So
He's 0.3 quicker.
last time by, Rod Weston ran a 26.674, so that's probably the closest. That was actually the closest anyone got to Jordan McGregor last time by, and Rod's in the 21st position in the 19 car. So Rod Weston car pretty fast at the moment, just doesn't have that track position. But for the moment, Jordan McGregor just holding his own court here. We'll see what happens when we get to lap traffic, though, because the issue with Phoenix, we talked about it, it's hard to pass here. And when you get into a lot of traffic, it really, really holds you up if you can't make quick work of them.
Yeah. Well, and how much are you starting to think about, hey, maybe do I back this pace down a little bit? Do I try to, I got a decent gap back to second place Caleb Lingle right now in that 113. And I don't think Caleb's going to be isn't not in a position to do anything too risque here tonight, with being in that championship 4. Do you start letting that thought creep into your mind of kind of bringing the pace down if you're driver number 30?
I really don't think so, because, he's so fast right now. We're 26 laps into this run. If that car is still putting up this kind of pace, then it almost seems like it's there's no reason to, but maybe I'm a little wrong. You know why? Jordan McGregor last time by ran a 26.690. In third spot, Keith McLean ran a 26.610. So maybe Keith's got something in the back pocket here for that second half of the run. But
that gap, though.
The gap, of course, the gap here.
It's a big gap.
It shrinks back down pretty quickly. Keith again running a faster lap than McGregor. McGregor getting a really rough lap here, trying to pass the 44 Dan Rubino.
It's to his inside there down the back straightaway. Rubino doing a good job letting the leader on by.
But of course, too, Caleb Lingle is ahead of Keith McLean here, so Keith can only do so much to make gains on him.
Welcome in, KJ. Folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight to JTN. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I got more great racing coming up for you November 19th. It's the USO World Cup Series season opener from Daytona International Speedway. We'll open up our coverage at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for dual race coverage. Then it's the SRA IndyCar Series, the Indiana 200, biggest event of the year, November 21st, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And then November 28th, we kick off the Turkey Derby with Excel Racing, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, all that week with racing. And all of that, folks, is, of course, live right here, only on JTN.
Now, Joe, McGregor's times have not been... it's been about even with Keith McLean the past few... just been consistently. Mm-hmm. I do think that there is maybe a little bit of a gap in the armor here with this car. I had a really rough lap last time by... never mind. I only ran a 26.9. Never mind. I was like at Dan Rubino. It was in between all of them. We ran 27, and I was like, wait a minute. That's really low for McGregor. But McGregor's still about a tenth slower than Keith McLean last time by. Caleb Lingle about running even with him. So I think this 30 does have a ceiling at some point, but it's like 30 laps into the run. We talked about it's like 40-something laps to a fuel run. So you're really not going to get a lot of opportunities to take a swing at that machine. 22, Jason San Diego actually already on pit road, so San Diego coming down early.
Oh, or I could just be completely wrong with my fuel estimate.
Yeah, I mean, he's still coming in early. He's the first one in.
Fair enough.
That still is technically accurate, even if we're not mathematically right on the numbers.
It's precise, not accurate.
Precise, yeah.
'Cause accurate means it has to be correct.
Yeah,
But
precision
precise-
just means how close together all the guesses
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Rayleigh and the 78 of Ryan Johnson also on pit road, so everyone's slowly trickling onto pit road.
Well, you're probably looking at a two-stop race. You see Bino coming down, having some issues. Gonna get that 44 down. It's a two-stop race, right? So you can break it into thirds like these early guys are. You can maybe make that last run a little bit shorter.
Here comes Fugate, one of the points contenders.
I mean, maybe you can get 45 laps if you really try to stretch it. I doubt it. Because then everyone would just do that and try to make it on one stop.
As we've been talking here, though, Joe, Keith McLean got on by the 113 of Caleb Lingle. That's how they keep it out. Fugate's down, Dan Rubino's down, Wiley King's down, Herman Reese is also down on pit road. We hadn't discussed the 73. Jeff Sekenis with the 6th spot, the 31 just came down. Here comes DJ Hinsky in the 14, Steve Rubino in the 07. Leader Jordan McGregor still staying out. This is a little interesting because we know McGregor might be trying to run this out as long as possible. But any of these guys that are coming in before him, especially anyone that's coming in where you can mathematically make it on 2 stops, it's got to be beneficial for them to be coming down early because they got these laps out there on fresh rubber.
Here comes McGregor in the 30. See if Keith comes this time as well. Looks like he's going to go out try to lead a lap. Saw Caleb Linkle coming down. I have to think that that's because all the rest of the Championship 4 has been on the pit lane as well.
Rick Castle also on pit road, so 10 car of Randy Smith coming down. Pitting on Duke Sorensen is in. I think the 46 car here, Bob Gibson, yes, Gibson going to be coming down as well. I think I just got to leave the 28 of Keith McLean, who is not coming in this time.
Well, Mac Daddy leads the race in this 28.
Gregor exiting pit road. You see they got passed by the 28. They were coming through the dog leg, so now he's going to have to get back past the 28 unless McLean hits first.
Right. Well, even then, I mean, how many extra laps do you get over this 28 now on the new tires, right? That's the thing.
Oh, we got a caution, Joe.
Well,
78 car, Ryan Johnson.
doesn't matter now, folks.
Well, let's see where this all shuffles out, because right now the 30 car of McGregor is a lap down.
Is he the lucky dog?
I think he'll be the wave around. The lucky dog. I mean, we just need the scoring to kind of cycle through here to verify that. But Keith McLean looking like the smartest guy in Arizona at the moment. Just played on strategy there, got that caution, and is going to walk away with the lead here.
See, first caution of the night coming out here on lap 37. It was Castle in the 124. Looked like probably hit that yellow line, hit the flat part of the track.
Yeah, just grab the apron a little bit.
Yeah.
So these guys will all come down pit road.
On board with Ryan Johnson.
Scoring comes back through here, Joe. I can verify 30 is the first car a lap down. So I would assume the 30 of Jordan McGregor will get the lucky dog, but that still means he's got to go to the end of the line. So definitely a setback for the 30 team here. Quite a benefit for the 28 car, Keith McLean.
Going to be ahead of all the wave arounds, though. And Ken Hansen's a big benefit factor here, too, is running fourth. Still had not come down the pit lane.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this here. Hansen, one of the championship runners, right?
Yep. So, and he's the only one that didn't go a lap down with this cycle, so staying out pays off.
Yeah, that's actually what I was just about to talk about. 73's a lap down, the 9's a lap down, the 113's a lap down as well. All these guys got to take a wave around. Hansen could be able to come down here, take 4 tires. He's going to be ahead of them, and he's going to have fresher tires.
Yep.
So
Babu.
big benefit there for Ken Hansen.
Yeah, there's 28 Keith McLean. Gonna be leading us back to green. Steve Grant, Maverick, Ken Hansen, Rod Weston, your top 5. I'm sorry. Ron Simpson actually going to round out the top 5 of 19, I believe, stayed out. There he is. Weston currently scored as your leader, but will still have to come down the pit lane. Appreciate the little JTN sticker there underneath the left taillight.
Rod Weston is technically the car leading at the moment.
That's
here,
what I
Joe.
said.
We'll see if he comes down. I would imagine he's going to come down. He had already pitted, didn't he?
No. Do not believe so.
Wonder if Weston
He likes
trying
to
a
stay
little
out
bit of
and
a
lead a lap.
strategy here.
He likes to stay out and lead a lap under caution.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're out here as long as possible before you come down pit road, too, you know, save that for later. Less gas to put in the tank when you finally come down, but it looks like Rod Weston going to be coming down here. This is going to put us in a little bit of a perilous spot here as we get the 1 to go here. So we'll be going green on lap number 42 of 90 of tonight's event. I don't know if you can make it. We saw Keith McLean out there. He had about 40 laps, give or take, out of what he was doing, but he wasn't clutching it. I didn't really see anyone saving out there, Joe. Do you think they can make it to the end if they start saving, like, now?
I think 50 is going to be a tall task and a little bit of a reach.
We will see, I guess.
Hey, I would never tell a race car driver no, though. They'll find a way, right?
Or tell crew chief now.
Well, engineers do be pretty, are pretty fickle when it comes to things, aren't they? So Keith
little
McLean
bit.
going to lead us back to green. Wonder if we're going to have a modified restart here.
Oh, the boss
We'll
are
see.
back.
No, green flag. We're back underway.
Keith gets a good lead down into turn 1. Everyone conga lining in single file down into 1 and 2. Jordan McGregor already looked to the outside, the 81 of Troy Donahue here. McGregor didn't get set too far back, but he is back in the 7th position. Makes quick work of the 81 car coming into turn 3. And we are back under caution. The 44 Dan Rubino and the 112 of Eddie Rayleigh.
Oh, Bino hard to the outside wall.
The car is a little banged up. Seems like coming down into 1 and 2 here, Joe. Rayleigh got loose, went up the track, and got into Bino there. Got him a rough spot with the wall.
Make contact left rear into the wall. Gets 2 hits to the wall, too, because of that gap in the wall there. Something next gen. Ugh.
Now, if you're these leaders, you come back down and just top off on fuel.
Yeah.
If anyone goes for it.
No, maybe not. I don't know.
Don't see anyone go for it.
Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know.
Troy Donahue does come down. Jason San Diego in the 8th spot comes down. This helps unlap a ton of people that just took waiver rounds there. So these guys near the back, 81, the 22, 19, 31, the 124, 95, 14, 10, 59, up to 112 because he was just in that incident. But a lot of these guys that took the waiver round didn't take tires and fuel in that last one. This might be a big benefit for them because now they're going to have more fuel than our leaders. Mm-hmm. Joe, I know you said 50 laps might be a tall task, but how about 45?
Well, 45 I feel a little bit better about, Ricky. It's going to be less than 45, too, when we get back green, so... I have a feeling we'd see another caution because it feels like the intensity is getting ready to pick up. We're halfway in this race. This thing's flying by. We're only about 20 minutes or so deep into the event. So this thing, it's going by quick, Ricky, and I think a lot of these drivers are going to take note of that. How was your weekend, Ricky? Did you enjoy NASCAR Championship weekend?
It was a weird one.
Yeah.
It was definitely a weird one.
Did you?
Xfinity was pretty fun. Trucks was pretty fun.
Yeah. Cup was kind of blech.
Cup was kind of a wet blanket, but
That Sunday was just weird. Everything going on.
Excuse me, sorry. There was just not a pleasant vibe on Sunday, regardless, with everything going on. So I think that also definitely
Deflated the balloon.
Yeah, it definitely almost didn't really want it to be a race.
Yeah.
But I do think the race itself was not that. I mean, the points made it fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't feel. It felt a little frustrating to watch. I am not a fan of dirty air, and that was a very dirty air race.
I'm not a fan of dirty air on short tracks, right?
Generally.
Yeah, right. Update here on the Final Four. Ken Hansen right now leads the way of those four in this 94 car, running in the third position. Ryan Johnson getting the wave around there. Caleb Lingle, second of the four. Herman Reese, and then Jeff Fugate. So the three of the four are going to be lined up here on the restart, and they're all going to be trying to catch the number 94 here in a couple laps. Thank you, Ann. Have a wonderful evening. But I know we'll be on the big screen here momentarily. I like it when we're on the TVs, Ricky. It makes me feel special.
We feel famous.
We feel great when we're on the smart TVs. What an invention the smart TV is, you know? It's not really...
would you say that whoever came up with it was pretty smart?
I would.
Pretty good. That's a pretty good assessment. I would say so, too.
What's with you and the dad jokes tonight?
I'm on one. I've been on a roll today with them.
Just been having a good one?
Not necessarily. I've just been on a roll with the dad jokes.
Okay. So it wasn't a good day?
I mean, it wasn't. I can't complain, I guess.
Fair enough. Dodge Charger pace car is in. Keith McLean leading us back to green here, coming to lap 47 of 90. Green flag, we're back underway. and 11 able to get a gap here on the 94 of Hansen. Going to be single file throughout turns 1 and 2. Nice gentlemanly restart. Still single file through the kink. McGregor looking to the inside of Simpson here, going down into turn 1. This for 5th. 30 car trying to get back to the front. We know that 30 and 28 were about as even as you can get. If you're McGregor, you really want to catch that 28 before you can get out to too big of a lead.
Well, the thing is, 30 and 28 were even late in the run. I never said anything about early in the run. Early in the run, the 30 was far and away the best car on track. Does that hold up? We'll have to see. At the moment, Keith McLean and Steve Brandt actually running faster lap times than Jordan McGregor last time by.
Well, and McGregor back here in traffic, too. That's, you know, dirty air might not be as big of a thing here in an R2003, but it's still a thing, right?
Running around these guys, having to change up your line relative to it, it all does kind of pile up and make an effect on you.
You still have something, right? As you see, Herman Reese to the inside of Simpson here down the front straightaway. Jeff Fugate going to look to follow through in the 9. This 9 car starting to make some noise up inside the top 10 after starting shotgun on the field.
Chasing down one of the other points, one of his points competitors, Herman Reese in 73, one spot ahead in that 8th position. A little further up, Caleb Lingle, the 113, excuse me, to the inside of the 23 of Maverick trying to move forward. So all of our points,
our championship 4
point shuffle kind of starting to come together again.
You'll love to see it.
Desidio, the 9th spot, gets the apron a little bit, squirrels up the track, collects it, keeps going, but got tight there. Probably held up around Simpson a little bit in that 25 car.
Kennis to the inside of Weston as Donahue's around contact with Castle, sends the 81 into the outside wall.
No caution.
You saw it live, folks. They kept him going straight, and we stay green as Hansen and Lingle battling for the points, or for the championship, and Lingle gets by with ease.
And Joe, the 81 of Donahue there never actually spun. He just sort of did like a 30-degree
He was gonna spin,
slide, yeah. And
Yeah,
he just kept bouncing off stuff.
and then Castle was like, "No, you don't," and sent him into the wall so he wouldn't spin.
Caleb Lingle now our points leader, our proverbial points leader, by getting by Ken Hansen there.
We gotta
But
stop
Hansen's
calling it
starting to get a
points
mirror
leader.
for Herman Reese, who's trailing down Maverick in the set 23 car. Reese looking to the inside in the 23, can't get the position just yet. Gonna have to hang out for another lap. All while this is happening, Jordan McGregor's not been able to pick up the lap times on Keith McLean. Keith McLean still putting down. Last time by, McGregor finally did it. Finally cracked through and got a lap faster than McLean. But McLean's been running quicker lap times since the restart. He's gotten about 2.57 gap on the 2.57 second gap on the 30 car. It's a bit of a tongue twister there.
Yeah, did you get it all out this time?
As we're talking about that, 73 gets on by the 23 car. Jason San Diego underneath the 23 Maverick as well, coming down to turn 1. Maverick got caught a weird spot there. The 9 car, Fugate, now trying to plow through underneath on the 23. But he can't do it. He's going to have to fall in line.
And if you're Fugate in the 9, you're starting to see this championship slip through your fingers. You're watching Herman Reese start to drive away. Now has 2 cars between you. You know, you got to get around the 94 and the 113 as well. They're all in front of you with a little bit of a buffer state in between. Keith McLean, though, still out in front of the field here in the number 28 car. Steve Grant sits second. Jordan McGregor third. Caleb Lingle and Ken Hansen, your top 5 right now, working lap 56 of 90.
Everyone having a fun old time here at Phoenix. Single file for the moment. Eddie Rayleigh looks like he's trying to size up the 10 car. Randy Smith for 13th position. Can't do it just yet, but he's right on the back bumper of that 10 car.
Some smoke there coming off of 4. Wonder who that was from. See Simpson looking to the inside of Fugate here down the back.
This is not what Fugate needs here. He wants to hang on to these positions where he can, but he could get really wide here. That's going to let Simpson get on by. Put Ron Simpson up into the top 10. Fugate trying to stem the bleeding here. Rod Weston right behind him. Rod Weston having a good time, good run tonight here. Slowly clicking his way through the field, running in that 12th spot right now. Jordan McGregor's made the pass on Steve Grant for the 11th spot. Now in the 2nd spot, McGregor trying to track down Keith McLean. Started this run when McGregor got into the 3rd spot. He was about 2.5 seconds back. He has that down to 1.93. Was running consistently faster laps than McLean the last few laps. Kind of stalled out there trying to pass Grant. So it'll probably take a lap for us to get figured out how much faster McGregor is if he is faster. 26.292 for McGregor, 26.359 for Keith McLean. So McGregor eats into that lead just a little bit more. Gap down to 1.86.
Just eating the gap, punching on it.
Just eating it. A little further back, Fugate really getting freight trained by a ton of guys. 19 to Weston gets on by for the 11th spot. Randy Smith sneaks on by on the bottom.
30 laps to go here from Phoenix. Final 4 up per right of your screen underneath the ticker as the 112's around, coming down the front straightaway. Spun, caution going to come out. Ricky, we got our 3rd caution of the night.
Caution? Okay, there it is. I couldn't find the pace car. The 112's around again.
This gets loose coming off of turn 4. Spins it, light contact with the inside wall for Rayleigh.
Looks like the 112 just grabs a little bit of the apron there, Joe, and I think that's what upset the car. You saw it was right in the ragged edge, but I think hitting that paint just upset it a little too much.
Yeah, got that left front down there. Using the GMS font on that car too. Looks super. really going to be out of this one. I believe that's second claim of the night. All right, so this is the money stop, Ricky. Here we go.
Gonna be the money stop, like you said. Everyone can make it to the end of the race from here, so this is where you want that good pit stop. 30 car is gonna have the preferred spot because he's the first stall on pit road, but that means he's really gotta make sure he hits all of his marks if he wants to leapfrog this 28.
The entire field coming down pit road for Fresh Goodyear Racing. Eagle's going to go on each and every one of these cars. I don't think you want to take the risk on two right now. Still too many laps to go. Right side's going on the 28. Jack going to be dropped. Down the way is Keith McLean. Down the way is Jordan McGregor. He'll win the race off pit road.
And McGregor beats him.
That first pit stall, man, it's a beauty. Caleb Lingle third off a pit lane, so going to start 2 spots ahead of Ken Hansen in the 94, and then Herman Reese 2 more spots back in the 73, and then Jeff Fugate, who is sliding there, I believe all the way outside the top 10 right now in this 9 car. How you feeling now, Ricky?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah. Go back green with just north of 20 laps to go here from Phoenix. Championship 4. Season finale here for the HOBO Racing Cup Series. Again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here this evening. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like and subscribe. We're also now on Twitch, twitch.tv/JoeTowNetwork. Makes it nice and easy for you. All of our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, you know the rest. Check out JTN2 for all of our non-live content, diecast reviews, Fake Racers podcasts, and much, much more over there on JTN2 as well. Some of that content might end up migrating back over here, though, Ricky. It's funny how the more things change, the more they're the same, you know?
The more things change, the more they change the change.
That's what my grandfather always said. I don't know. I didn't know my grandfather.
All used to do is eat paint. Fun old time here at Phoenix tonight, Joe. This is going to be a bit of a barn burner here. 66 laps right now will be 67 of 90 when we get back. That's about, I don't know, 33 laps ago?
Sounds about right.
Let's say that. Let's say 33. So we're going to be within that fuel run, but it is going to be long enough that I think we're going to see tires come into this in terms of short run speed versus long run speed. So keep an eye out for that. Unless we got a caution, in that case, it throws it all on its head, and at that point, it's just a slugfest. But we will see as the Dodge Charger pace car makes that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road, waiting for the green flag to go up in the air. Jordan McGregor going to be leading us back through the restart zone. We are back green here at Phoenix.
An interesting battle now with 30 and 28 close to each other here for the start of the run. Keith McLean sits in second after taking the lead. After a caution trapped the 30-car lap down, McGregor has retaken it under that last round of pit stops. 30 cars starting to try to stretch his legs and get away from the rest of the field. Caleb Lingle currently sits third in the 113, leading the championship, the final 4.
Don't look now, though. Ken Hansen lurking in that 5th spot, and then Herman Reese in 7th. So all those guys pretty close together right now, save for the 9 of Fugate, who's a little further back at 16th spot. So the 19 of Rod Weston has a moment here. Big checkup for everyone behind the 19 car.
I think they sorted things
out.
out.
Everyone from 8th on back, they all kind of piled up behind the 19 there. slowed him up a lot, so now they're going to have to make up that time. Jason San Diego being the first to clear that.
24 of Castle going to get caught in the outside line. Hinsky trying to get there. And the 14 now is Smith made the pass. Wiley King now to the inside. Oh, the 23 of Maverick. Not going to be able to do it that time. 23 had a better run off the corner. We go back up front. Jordan McGregor leads. With
So, Joe, the lap before last, Keith McLean ran his best lap of the race for the 26.050. So Jordan McGregor obviously tried to best that and made his best lap of the race at 26.011.
Of course.
Which is, I think that's beyond pole speed territory right now. And Keith McLean beats it back with a 25.944. Keith McLean is not letting Jordan McGregor get away from him. And we got a car around the 46 of Bob Gibson in turn 4. That's going to be another caution.
36 still not driving away. Wonder if this might be the night over. Gibson in that Chevrolet. Let's get you a replay. Going down into the corner. Ricky might have got on the brakes and got loose, Ricky.
Yeah, looks like he slammed on the brakes with those guys and ahead of him, the 44. And just spun around.
Donahue came through there too in that 81.
Joe, I don't know what's happened, but the bots have gone hostile with us.
Have they?
Let's just stop watching the stream. Why would they say that?
When did they say stop watching the stream?
That's not nice of them.
Barbara, they are still in the race. They're just towards the back of the field.
Well, all these guys are going to have to pit again. You can't just run out there full tilt on 10 laps on tires and expect everything to be hunky-dory. So Jordan McGregor come back down. Keith McLean doesn't come down. McGregor stays out. Does anyone choose to come down? Nobody in this front shuffle does.
Oh, my goodness.
Rick Castle does, so interesting. Ron Simpson does as well in the 25, but everyone thought about it, and then everyone went, eh. Keith was set in his ways, though. He didn't even try to figure that out. He was like, no, I'm not moving.
I believe Steve got the lucky dog Barbara last caution, so he's going to be back on the lead lap in that 07. I don't know if Ricky can confirm that running position for the 07 and 44. I said I don't know if Ricky can confirm that.
Oh, what?
Running position for the 07 and 44.
The 44 right now is 20th. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he has to go around the pace car here.
What?
The 07, well, because he's passing everyone. The 07 is 17th.
Okay. Thank you. They're both going to be back on the lead lap. Ricky, always the astute listener here on JTN.
Dan Rubino, I think, waiting for these guys to come back around. 25, Ron Simpson went back down pit road, so I think Simpson just coming down for good measure.
Top it off on fuel, you know, make the tires a little bit nicer, a little newer for the restart.
A little nicer, a little newer, a little newer, a little norther.
Gonna be a fun one here on the restart. Jordan McGregor gonna lead us back to green. Keith McLean there in second. Caleb Lingle runs third. Lingle still leading the way in the championship. Steve Grant and Ken Hansen second in the championship. Round out your top five. Herman Reese there in sixth. Stekenis, Jason San Diego, Rod Weston and Maverick your top 10. Gonna be going back green, it looks like, with 15 to go. I gave him more laps. Only 15 to go, Ricky. This race has flown by.
It has indeed, Joe, and that's how you know you're having fun, when things go by quick.
It is not even 10 o'clock in the east. Crazy.
So you know that means it's not even 7 o'clock in the east. West.
You screwed it up, Ricky. You screwed it up. You screwed up your own joke. You can't do that. You can't keep doing this to me. Uh, 46, 112, and 78 out of the race. As that Charger pace car comes down the pit lane, McGregor with control here for the restart in the 30. Back down and away we go. Green flag once again here from Phoenix in the 28. Keith McLean all over the back bumper down into 1.
McGregor hanging on to this lead, but Keith McLean not letting him go.
The question in chat was
McLean
asked.
gets to the inside, he almost makes contact with McGregor. Keith McLean gets loose, he has to catch it. That's going to hurt his time there, but man, he saw that gap. He made sure that McGregor knew that he was there. Jordan McGregor kind of misses a turn a little bit in 1 and 2 here. We'll see if that benefits him on exit, though. It seems like it does. So they filter back out for the moment. Maverick to the inside of Rod Weston for the 9th spot at the moment. Jason San Diego looking to the inside of the 31. Can't make that
contact!
pass.
Weston into the outside wall.
That's Rod Weston from 9th.
Having such a good night in that 19 car in contact with Maverick late in this one. Going to throw him all the way back to the back part of the field. Jason San Diego looking to the inside of Stekenis here. And down his turns 3 and 4, 22 inside, 31 outside. And give that spot, I think, to Jason San Diego off of turn 4, indeed. Bugate looking to the inside of Smith here for position as well in that number 9.
Well, up front, Keith McLean is keeping it about 0.3 of a second in front of Jordan McGregor, not letting that 30 Red Bull machine get its wings and fly away from him. 28 is keeping him in sight and in line. Coming across the line here for 11 laps to go in tonight's race.
Yeah, 11 laps to go. 11 more circuits here on the 2022 HOBO Racing Cup Series season. Jordan McGregor, Keith McLean both vying for one final victory as Caleb Lingle right now holds the championship and has, again, that buffer car in the 11 as back to the 94 of Hanson. I don't know where that sentence was going, Ricky. Nonetheless, here it is, my favorite time of the night. It's time for our TWB 10 to go. Folks, again, from porches to patios to more, for all of your outdoor lighting needs, we got the hookup for you. It is GardenLightsDirect.com. They have you absolutely covered. Again, if you need some new lighting, maybe you need a Christmas gift, maybe you want to give that special someone a couple lights to light their driveway home, head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com. Again, that's GardenLightsDirect.com. Here on your TWB 10 to go. Have no idea where that ad read came from, but we're probably going to flush that one down the toilet because, Keith loose there into turn 1. He's into
Keith
the wall.
McLean into the outside wall, overstepped his boundaries on the cushion there, trying to recover it. Everyone checking up for him. That's a huge development on this. Keith McLean running in second.
And he loses a lot of time and a lot of spots. That moves the 11 of Grant up into 3rd. Hanson back there in 4th. Now Herman Reese holds the 5th position, as Lingle, again, still holding on to the championship in 2nd.
Jordan McGregor now basically uncontested here with 8 laps to go. Just needs to log laps here. Doesn't need to do anything flashy. Caleb Lingle running about even times with him. I don't know if Lingle can close in that gap, though. I don't know if that 113 car has been as fast as a 30.
I don't know if you're Lingle, if you're really too worried about closing that gap either, though, right?
I mean, yeah, but you see the win right there. You got to go for it, man. We'll see, Lingle ran a faster lap than McGregor last time by. We'll see if he does it again, but he brought it down to 1.3 from 1.32. Again, probably not quick enough to get to him. But again, Caleb Lingle almost by the same exact time differential. Brings it down to 1.2 seconds. 6 laps to go.
It's just, I don't think it's going to be enough time, Ricky. McGregor still holds on to it. Ken Hansen trying to find a way around Steve Grant in the 11. Trying to draw ever so closer to a title here in 2022, but I think it's going to be too far as Lingle is still way out in front of these guys. McGregor, still your leader, has been the dominant car tonight, stretched his legs all the way out to a 5-second lead on the initial run of this race.
And Hansen made the pass on Steve Grant, the 11, Joe.
Does he have enough time to get to the 113? And what does he do to get to the 113, Ricky?
I don't know if he's got enough time. Lingle's been running good laps. Hansen's going to have to really pick it up to catch him.
Might be too little too late.
Might be, but we'll have to see here. Around 4 laps to go. 30 machine of Jordan McGregor has a 1.26 second lead, keeping it pretty static with Caleb Lingle. Lingle just trying to defend on Ken Hansen here in the 94 cars. Trying to track him down. Ken Hansen blows up going into turn 3. He's around.
Caution going to come out. It's going to end the season and the 94's championship dreams. Sorry for the expression, folks, but they go up in smoke. A replay of it. Out of nowhere, 94 goes kaboom.
Talk about leaving it all over the track, Joe.
Thought it was all on the table, Ricky.
All on the table. He left it all out there.
Left it all on the track?
Yeah.
We joke, but I would have a feeling there was maybe a little bit, little aggression there, maybe with some tape for this last run to try to get some more speed out of that 94.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I can think of. McGregor gonna get 2 to go this time at the line. We're under caution, so Jordan McGregor's gonna win this race. Caleb Lingle gonna finish second in this 113 car and will take home the 2022 Cup Series Championship. And Steve Grant gonna round out that top 3 on that podium in the number 11. Herman Reese 4th, and rounding out your top 5, Jason San Diego in the 22. Remember, folks, we'll have post-race coverage here on JTN. Make sure if you stick around, it's always fun to talk with these drivers after the race, get their insights into the event, and boy, howdy, we had a fun one tonight. 90 laps here at Phoenix. I think it's just the right amount for us here on JTN, Ricky. I think it was exciting throughout the entire event, and again, we cannot thank all the folks here at HOBO Racing, Steve and Danny, and the entire admin staff. They do a fantastic job. It's always a great pleasure to come here and call these races and all that they do. And I know a lot of these drivers are very appreciative of what they do. So just want to extend our thanks to them. And also a big shout out to Keith McLean for being the driving force for bringing us out to this event here tonight. Keith driving that 28 tonight, not going to get the finish that I think he deserves. And definitely not the finish that he wanted. But a big thank you to Keith as well for bringing us out to the track here this evening. 1 lap to go this time at the line. Very sad that this is the last lap of the year, isn't it?
It was sad. We had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun this year, folks. You can check out all the races we covered here for HOBO Racing. They're all available on this playlist that this stream is on. We got playlists set up for a lot of leagues, too, that you can check out on our YouTube. But coming to the line, it's going to be Jordan McGregor taking home the final checkered flag of the year, and Caleb Lingle taking home the 2022 HOBO Racing Cup Series Championship. So 2 Fords going to be doing burnouts here, a Mustang and a Fusion. Again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, please, oh please, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, it does so much to help support us here on JTN Chat. You were awesome tonight, active throughout the event. That is always much appreciated as well. But for Caleb Lingle and Jordan McGregor, it's the sweet, sweet release of victory. Both going to burn it down here in the desert. Race winner and champion here in 2022. They're having a fun time here, Ricky, aren't they?
Well, you're just having a hoot.
So we'll move on to our post-race coverage. Get results for you here momentarily, folks. We'll put those on your screen. Also talk with our podium finishers here this evening. Again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here this evening. Be a friend, tell a friend about our streams. We always appreciate that when you do. It's always cool to see new folks tuning in and saying hello in chat. So if you are new, we'd love to hear from you. And as always, we're always looking to make this thing better. So if there's ever anything we can do better, feel free to let us know. Except for change our voices. I don't think we can like actually do that. I don't think technology's there for it. Where we can make it like serious. You know? All right, Ricky, let's never do that again, okay?
All right.
There is no way. People must think I'm like really mean to you.
It's probably warranted.
I don't think being mean to anyone's ever warranted.
Or occasionally warranted.
Okay, fair enough. Results incoming. Waiting for our top 3 to make their way into the waiting room as well. Can't wait to make these results look better, Ricky. I gotta trick up my sleeve. Maybe have some new stuff for the folks at home here next year, but... Alright, so results on your screens. We got our race winner and champion in our waiting room, so let's go ahead and start by bringing in the race winner. He's the driver of the number 30 Red Bull Ford, Jordan McGregor. Jordan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Well, how's it feel to end the year on a win in dominating fashion? 62 of the 90 laps led here this evening.
Yeah, it feels good. You know, first off, I've got to congratulate Caleb on his championship. He did a great job this year. I didn't get to help him much this year because the real life schedule got in the way, but congrats to him. Felt great to win the race. You know, I was talking to Caleb before the race today, and this was my last race in NASCAR 2003. For the foreseeable future, I'm going to make the move to iRacing next year. So to come out here and get a win at one of my favorite tracks really feels good.
So what you're saying is you're ending on a high note, and then you're just gonna you end it that way, right? Was that like an important thing for you this evening to make sure you went out as a winner?
Yeah, it was. You know, this year was all just about coming out here and having fun. But I'd been starting in the back all year, but I wanted a real chance to win the race today, so decided to qualify. And you know, luckily it was one of my best tracks, so it ended how I wanted it to.
I wanted to ask you too, because qualifying ended up being very important with that first pit stall. How much did that kind of play into your confidence throughout the race? If we got one of those late race cautions where a lot of guys pit, how much of an advantage was that first pit stall for you?
You know, it honestly, it may have won the race because I don't know if I'd have got by Keith if if I wouldn't have come out of the pits in front of him. He had a real strong car, really good pace. I know he bobbed a little bit there at the end, and it kind of ruined his race, but he had a hot rod today.
How much harder was it? Because obviously you get caught by that first caution. How much harder was it in traffic tonight, maybe compared to that clean air you had early?
It's definitely different. Everybody drove with a lot of respect tonight, though. Anybody that I had a run on, they let me go, and this track's always fun to race side by side on. So it's definitely an advantage if you can be out front in the clean air, but didn't get too far back for it to be a real problem. So it just kind of worked in our favor, and we had luck on our side today.
Well, Jordan, a fantastic run here tonight. Again, congratulations on the dominant win. Before we let you go, though, want to give you the opportunity. I know you got some great sponsors and folks to thank, so the floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Hey, first of all, I've got to thank Steve and Bino for all the hard work they do with this league, giving us a place to race for so many years. I've really enjoyed my time here. Got to thank all of my teammates, Caleb, Eddie, Troy, Ryan. Great group of guys that I've spent a lot of time with here the last few years and really enjoyed the camaraderie with them and working on setups and racing. So appreciate you guys for a great broadcast again, and hopefully we will cross paths again in the future.
I hope so, Jordan. It's always been a pleasure talking with you. Again, congratulations on the win. Good luck with the transition to iRacing, and good luck out there on the real racetrack as well next year.
Thank you, Joe.
Jordan McGregor, driver number 30, your race winner here this evening. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher, but more importantly, your 2022 HOBO Racing Cup Series champion, Caleb Lingle. Caleb, you got a copy?
I do, Joe.
Things are going pretty well, but I think they're going better for you, right? I mean, you're champion. How's that feel?
Yeah, that feels pretty good. It hasn't quite sunk in just yet, but it is starting to, and I'm getting more excited about it. But it's a pretty big deal, and I'm glad I was able to do it.
How was this championship different from the ones in years past for you?
Well, over here at HOBO, there's a lot of drivers and a lot of good drivers, and it's hard to win over here and being in the contention for the championship. So just even making it in the Final Four is a pretty big deal. So with the competition up, it just makes it more special, just because you got to work harder for it. Just not just this race, but just to get into the final race of the round of 4.
Well, and obviously tonight, I don't know how. I know obviously Jordan and Keith, they were so fast, but how important or how much did you pay attention to where those other championship 4 were running throughout the night? And did that kind of ease your nerves, or was it always something you were keeping an eye on throughout the race?
Yeah, I watched them throughout the whole race. I was keeping an eye on Herman and Ken and Fugate, and just seeing where they were on the track, and kind of judging how hard I needed to run it, push the car according to how close they were. And so that kind of played a role in how I did my race tonight. I wanted to go hard out there and try to stay up there with Keith and Jordan, but there was a bigger picture in line that I needed to focus on. And so it played a big role in everything.
2022 HOBO Cup Series champion. Like you said, it's a great group and a very competitive group over here at HOBO. But when you look back at the season, what is your fondest memory of this title year?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, this last race right here was pretty neat. Being able to finish 1-2 with Jordan winning, me finishing winning the championship, and us doing kind of a dual burnout together. That was pretty cool. Jordan and I have worked pretty well together over the years, and he's a good friend and a great teammate. And so finishing second to him on a night like tonight, for me winning the championship is fine. Finishing second to him any other time is kind of a bummer, but tonight was okay. And the dual burnout there, us together, that was pretty cool, and I'll remember that for a while.
Well, it was a fantastic race, fantastic celebration. That was really fun to watch, Caleb. And again, knowing that relationship that you two have as teammates and working together and stuff throughout the years, it was awesome to see you guys finish 1-2 here tonight. But before we let you go, want to give you the opportunity. Thank all those sponsors, family, friends. You know what to do, buddy. The floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Joe. First of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you for letting me do this, and appreciate my family for letting me do this as well. Big thanks to my teammates for the help that we have throughout the year. Also, big congratulations to Herman, Ken, and Fugate for making this round of 8 here, round of 4, excuse me. It's kind of a big deal. So good job to those guys. And appreciate y'all for broadcasting, and Keith for paying for this one, and the league here. Appreciate all the guys here that race us hard and clean, and the guys that run it, Steve and Bino. Appreciate those as well.
Well, Caleb, again, want to congratulate you on the title here in 2022. Fantastic year for you in this 113, and as always, it was a pleasure getting to talk with you, and cannot thank you enough for your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Go celebrate that championship. Driver the number 113.
I will.
Caleb Lingle. Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring in finally our third place finisher, driver of the number 11. Steve, do we need to let you get back to your team? Uh-oh. Yeah, copy, Steve?
What? I'm
Are you
sorry.
good?
I got teammates talking to me on private. What's going on?
I just want... Do you need to go back, or are you good?
I think they just figured it out.
Okay, all right. You gotta... They probably want you to shout out all their sponsors, but I know you and Team Speedland do a great job, and you had to go a lot of strong runs here tonight, but third place run for you in this 11 crew. How does that feel to end the year?
It feels good. I never have anything for Jordan and Caleb. We're usually somewhere around the top 5, and unless one of them messes up, it's just kind of where I run. I think I run a little bit tighter setup than they run.
How does that kind of then limit you compared to those guys? Is it just that long run speed? You can't work the car as much? Why is that a limiting factor for you in this 11 team?
Well, I felt like me and Keith had pretty good cars. We stayed out on that first run, and everybody was going in and pitting. I was like, well, I could still go another 7 laps. I was like, I guess I'm going to try to go for one pit stop. And so I was backing off early trying to save it. But then once the yellows started, it's kind of all that went out the window.
When you, I don't know, nothing's ever a gift in racing, but that caution comes out and it helps you gain some of that track position early on in the race. How important do you think that was to kind of maybe flipping the script on the race? Obviously, you're running well before then, but how does that kind of flip the script for the race for you?
It's better to be, on the lead lap than a lap down, I guess. It kind of messed up. Yeah, it messed up Jason and a couple others. So,
how? Last question for you, because obviously you guys have a great team, Team Speedland. Is it TeamSpeedland.com or?
Yes.
Okay, TeamSpeedland.com. You guys have a great team. How important? How much fun? What is it like having a great? Because you guys got a decent sized team, but it seems like it's a really tightly knit group and it's a great team. How fun is that for you?
Like I said, Tuesdays are just fun racing for us, and we kind of kibitz and talk on private and have a good time. That's really all we do here. I don't really push the issues like some of these other guys. I just don't have the talent to drive the cars that they run.
Come on, give yourself some credit, Steve. Third place here tonight. Come on, gotta get a little.
No, they run some setups that are they would blow you away. I don't know if you've ever ran any of their setups, but they are just a handful.
Sounds like I don't want to. I'd probably be scared myself. But Steve, a great run for you here tonight. Third place finish. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity again. You got some great folks backing you in this 11 team. The floor is yours. You know what to do, buddy.
I want to definitely thank Steve and Dan. Hobo's a really great league to run in. Speedland's been here since, geez, I can't even remember now. It's like 2000 something. But we just been running here year after year. It's a great bunch of guys to run with, Keith and all them. And congrats to Caleb for winning the championship. Yeah, I hope Jordan runs a little bit more with us next year, but I think he's going to be going back to racing, so I don't know. But thanks for doing all the shows that you do. You do a great job. We appreciate it.
Steve, cannot thank you enough for your time here this evening. A pleasure talking with you. And again, congratulations on the 3rd place run here to end the season.
No, thank you. You guys have a good night.
You too. Steve Grant, driver of the number 11, 3rd place finisher here tonight. Well, Ricky, that's going to wrap up our coverage of Hobo Racing here in the Cup Series for 2022. How's that feel?
Doesn't feel like it feels like this year went by too fast, Joe. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. A great way to close it out. Had a great points battle there. A really fun day. I enjoyed myself. What do you think?
I had a fun time tonight. This Phoenix race always puts on a show. It's a good little break from everything going on in the world, and cannot thank everyone at home enough for tuning in here this evening. Make sure if you haven't already, you drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, that does so much to help support us here on JTN. You can follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, twitch.tv/JoeTowNetwork. We got you covered on every platform. You can also follow JTN too for our non-live content. If you like hearing me ramble about things, that's a pretty good place to go. And yeah, I cannot thank everyone enough for tuning in here this evening. Again, a special thanks to Steve and Dan Rubino, HOBO Racing, the entire team, Keith McLean for bringing us out to the race tonight. Cannot thank them enough for all that they do for all these guys, and for us for bringing us out to the race tonight. But folks, it has been a pleasure for all of us here at JTN. For Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval. Whitehill and through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wreck behind him. The cars flying everywhere. The cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won a Daytona in a 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
The contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy